Hey music fans, as a roadie I had this great opportunity to tour with all these bands. I wrote a book about my experiences on the road and it was the #1 new release on Amazon and Bios and it's now sold millions of copies on Kindle. I'm Joel Roadie and this is my podcast, Party Like a Rock Star. Have you heard of a performer named REN?
I want to say, is that RENN?
Nope, just one N.
Just REN, okay. No.
My next guest on my Road Dogs and Rock Gods series is Spencer Fischer. He climbed his way to the top in a little bit different way than a lot of the guests I've had on. He's a radio DJ. He's been a DJ for 30 years, starting at the world-famous KROQ here in Los Angeles. He's seen many a band that he played the first spin on go all the way to the top to become some of the biggest bands in the world. And so, I wanted to bring him on to see what he had to say about your favorite band. Let's do this. So this is REN, and this is a video that really put this guy on the map, man. He's from the UK, and it's wonderful filmmaking, so I ask you to watch that too. But it's also just a very interesting way of performing a track, and so you can let me know what you think at the end of it here. Buckle in for a good ride.
All right, here we go.
Hi there, Ran. It's been a little while. Did you miss me? You thought you buried me, didn't you? Risky. Cause I always come back. Deep down you know that. Deep down you know I'm always in periphery. Ran, on your pleased to see me. It's been weeks since we spoke, bro. I know you need me. You're the sheep, I'm the shepherd. Not your place to lead me. Not your place to be biting off the hand that feeds me.
Hi, Ren. I've been taking some time to be distant. I've been taking some time to be still. I've been taking some time to be by myself since my therapist told me I'm ill. And I've been making some progress lately, and I've learned some new coping skills. So I haven't really needed you much, man. I think we need to just step back and chill.
Ren, you sound more insane than I do. You think that those doctors are really there to guide you? Been through this a million times. Your civilian mind is so perfect at always being lied to. Okay, take another pill, boy. Drown yourself in the sound of white noise. Follow this 10-step program, rejoice. All your problems will be gone. Fucking dumb boy.
Nah, mate. This time is different, man. Trust me. I feel like things might be falling in place. And my music's been kinda doing bits too. Like I actually might do something great. And when I'm gone, maybe I'll be remembered for doing something special with myself. That's why I don't think that we should talk, man. Cause when you're with me, it never seems to help.
You think that you can amputate me? I am you, you are me, you are I am we are one. Split in two, that makes one, so you see. You gotta kill you if you wanna kill me. I'm not leftover dinner, I'm not scraps on the side. Oh, your music is thriving, delusional guy. Where's your top 10 hit? Where's your interview with Oprah? Where are your Grammys, Ren? Nowhere.
Yeah, but my music's not commercial like that. I never chase numbers, statistics or stats. I never write hooks for the radio, they never even play me, so why would I concern myself with that? But my music is really connecting, and the people who find it respect it. And for me that's enough, cause this life's been tough, so it gives me a purpose I can rest in.
Man, you sound so pretentious. Ren, your music is so self-centered. No one wants to hear another song about how much you hate yourself.
Trust me.
You should be so lucky, having me inside you to guide you, remind you to manage expectations, provide you perspective. That thing you neglected, I get it. You wanna be a big deal, next Jimi Hendrix, forget it.
Man, it's not like that.
Man, it's just like that. I'm inside you, you twat.
No, it's not, man, you're wrong. When I write, I belong.
Let me break the fourth wall by acknowledging this song.
Ren sits down, has a stroke of genius.
He wants to write a song that was not done previous. A battle with the subconscious. Eminem did it.
Played on guitar.
Plan B did it.
Man, you're not original, you criminal rip-off artist. The pinnacle of your success is stealing other people's material.
Ren, mate, we've heard it all before.
She sells seashells on the seashore. Fuck you, I don't need you, I don't need to hear this. Cause I'm fine by myself, I'm a genius. And I will be great, and I will make waves. And I'll shake up the whole world beneath us.
That's right, speak your truth. Your fucking God complex leaks out of you. It's refreshing to actually hear you say it instead of downplay it.
Music is all about the creative process, and if people can find something to relate to within that, then that's just a bonus.
Fuck you, I'ma fucking kill you, Ren.
Well, fucking kill me then, let's fucking have you, Ren.
I'ma do it, watch me prove it. Who are you to down my music? Cause I call the shots, I choose if you die. Yeah, I call the shots and so I choose who survives. I'll tie you up in knots when I lock you inside. Newsflash, I was created at the dawn of creation. I am temptation. I am the snake in Eden. I am the reason for treason. Beheading all kings, I am sin, with no rhyme or reason.
Son of the morning, Lucifer, Antichrist, father of lies. Mustopheles, truth in a blender, deceitful pretender, the banished avenger, the righteous surrender. When standing in front of my solar eclipse, my name is stitched to your lips. So you see, I won't bow to the will of a mortal. Feeble and normal, you wanna kill me? I'm eternal immortal. I live in every decision that catalyzes chaos, that causes division. I live inside death, the beginning of ends. I am you, you are me, I am you, Ren.
Hi, Ren. I've been taking some time to be distant. I've been taking some time to be still. I've been taking some time to be by myself, and I've spent half my life ill. But just as sure as the tide starts turning, just as sure as the night has dawned, just as sure as the rainfall soon runs dry when you stand in an eye of a storm. I was made to be tested and twisted. I was made to be broken and beat. I was made by his hand, it's all part of his plan that I stand on my own 2 feet. And you know me, my will is eternal. And you know me, you've met me before. Face to face with a beast, I will rise from the east and I'll settle on the ocean floor. And I go by many names also. Some people know me as hope. Some people know me as the voice that you hear when you loosen the noose on the rope. And you know how I know that I'll prosper? Cause I stand here beside you today. I have stood in the flames that cremated my brain, and I didn't once flinch or shake. So cower at the man I've become when I sing from the top of my lungs. That I won't retire, I'll stand in your fire, inspire that make to be strong. And when I am gone I will rise in the music that I left behind. Ferocious, persistent, immortal like you, we're a climate different side. When I was 17 years old, I shouted out into an empty room, into a blank canvas that I would defeat the forces of evil. And for the next 10 years of my life, I suffered the consequences, with autoimmunity, illness, and psychosis. As I got older, I realized there were no real winners and there were no real losers in psychological warfare. But there were victims, and there were students. It wasn't David versus Goliath. It was a pendulum, eternally swaying from the dark to the light. And the more intensely that the light shone, the darker the shadow it cast. It was never really a battle for me to win. It was an eternal dance. And like a dance, the more rigid I became, the harder it got. The more I cursed my clumsy footsteps, the more I struggled. So I got older, and I learned to relax. And I learned to soften, and that dance got easier. It is this eternal dance that separates human beings from angels, from demons, from gods. And I must not forget, we must not forget, that we are human beings.
What do we think of Ren?
First of all, much respect. I could not organize or bare my soul that effectively. That being said, we do know what it would look like if Cillian Murphy got on the cast of Hamilton. Good old Hamelheimer.
Whoa, okay.
He does. It's organized in a very Lin-Manuel Miranda kind of fashion, and he's doing the Jekyll and Hyde thing that we've seen Emmett do, and we've seen a couple other times. But it's not like that was invented by either of those people. And to do it and to make it your own, obviously he's taken it to a completely different level. Of everybody you showed me today, this is the one person who I think's TikTok account is fire. By the way, because it's just I would imagine the world would be like, what else do you have to say that's brilliant? Say something else brilliant. I want to be here for it. So I feel like this particular person, like, as a different level of interaction on social media. I will check into that later.
To interrupt you for 1 second.
Yeah.
He actually had the #1 album in the UK. And it's based off of YouTube and whatnot. So it's interesting you say that, because I didn't say anything beforehand. But not to interrupt you, but it's very interesting.
He's offering himself as a more masculine Taylor Swift. I will give it to you. I will serve it to you, and you will feel connected, validated by your own struggle. Just so you know, I'm going through something crazier and darker, and with an autoimmune component and all that. Everything that he framed there is, in this post-pandemic world, it's very in vogue to admit that, dude, life's not a cakewalk. It's a little hard out here. Mm-hmm. And he did it not only verbally and organized and with his presentation that felt like, I was watching a theater play, but he sonically did it where he changed the higher notes were him and the lower notes were him. And so it was, I've been around since the beginning of time. No. And so to have it sonically obvious, like at any point in time, if you're like, wait, who's speaking? You're just paying attention to the notes, and the notes reinforce the emotion that he's saying with everything. So as somebody that's watching this for the first time, breathtaking. And especially when he just put it down and then put it down like that. That's refreshing. And for somebody that like yourself who may have seen it all, when we're watching something like this, you're like, you know what? I haven't seen it all. And I opened up, and he obviously, I can feel that his fan base is like, you better show some respect and go back and take back that basket case part in the beginning. But, that.
Well, you didn't know what you were getting into.
Right, but at the same time, that was I'm clinging to the familiar, and I would never say to, somebody's face, like, hey, derivative, bro. And it wasn't. It was setting the table for the absolute, for the main course that he was about to dish out. Sure. And so that was, everything about that was appropriate. I mean, that I'm going to turn around and look at that guitar with new light later. I'm going to be like, okay, you could do that the whole time. Why didn't you do that for me?
He's a good guitar player. It's true. And that guitar sounds brilliant. Just the tone of it and everything.
But he's also, he's not playing it like anybody else. He's not doing it like anybody else. I'm only going off of and God, I don't want to say, that there's a Cockney element to the accent if it's not there, but it feels a little bit like, do you remember the Streets, the outfit, the Streets? Okay. But that was, it was raw like that. And, and like the word, I'll just say it was breathtaking, bruv, like it was, it's that, and it's hard and it's soft at the same time. And that literally was, that dichotomy was everything that was being sold in that video, I feel. And it left, it was like a rest in power moment. Like, you're like, so simple, so powerful, so pure, so vulnerable, so revealing. And I'll come back to the part where I say organized, because I feel like anything that I ever try to write is a big back and forth mess of like, everything in me, but he organized it so well. So that was the part that was totally enjoyable on an artistic level, was that
what said that yet? And that's an interesting point.
Everything he said was about how uncomfortable life is, yet he didn't make you uncomfortable telling you that. When somebody's performing poorly or something like that, you're a little uncomfortable, but I leaned in. I wanted to breathe it, but it was talking. I wanted to breathe his discomfort. It was like if you've ever been to like a poetry jam, or like, I don't even go to this college. This college has an arts program like this. Wow. And then these, people are, women are standing up and they're talking about like their first period, or there's something like this, and they're, bearing it all. And when it's done, you don't clap. You kind of like, are we allowed to clap? And then you're like, okay. And it's a quiet exit from the room because everybody's thinking. And that was what we digitally just served up.
Interesting way to put it. Yeah, no one has mentioned yet how difficult it is to put something like this together and have it flow and not be in your face. And I wonder how much of that he's thinking about while he's writing it, because the guy's a fantastic writer, a great lyricist. And
I would hope none. I would hope none.
I would hope none too. Just let it flow out, and it is what it is. But he's very engaging, like you're saying, on stuff that's tough, man, tough subject. When I first watched it, for whatever reason, I thought, have you ever met Dizzy Reed, Guns N' Roses? You met Dizzy through the years?
Yeah,
Dizzy,
no.
Great guy. So Diz always told me that Axl felt that, I asked him November Rain, something November Rain. He's like, well, it's Axl's opus. Yeah, it's opus. So I said in the first time I watched this, well, this was Ren, this is your opus. It's just, it's a masterpiece what he did. And Ren actually logged on and he said, thanks, mate. Whatever he said, I don't remember, but he put it in the thing. I was like, oh, wow, people who perform this actually watch the videos, like the wonders of YouTube, really? Wow. I was humbled. And so I do a lot of his videos because every time I genuinely, eagerly sit at the edge of the seat waiting to see what this guy's going to put together.
And it's a testament to, if you were looking at a song that's 9 minutes and 20 seconds long, and as a radio guy, you're like, well, let's see what the radio edit's going to look like. Tool never puts out a radio edit, by the way. Anyway, you're like, what is the radio? But you're looking at it. But testament to its length, I believe a 9 minute, 20-second song now between us has about 11 minutes and 30 seconds of review. So, I mean, there's a lot to unpack on something like that. So, yeah. So then at that point, the argument is it's not too long and you're still talking about it. So.
Agreed. Absolutely agreed. Why don't we do one last one? And she's Japanese. Her name is Ado, A-D-O. Have you heard of her?
Have not.
All right, let's do that, and we'll call it a day for now. Let's do that.
Okay, let's do it.
Hey, the podcast is over. What are you still doing here? Well, while you're here, like and subscribe. Thanks.